Hey YouTube fans, it's me, the Storyman, and welcome back to my latest video. Today, I'm reading a story which I made from Chat GPT, which I call A Gamer's Dilemma. So remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Remember, the story is made by Chat GPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair. What else? Alright, storytelling, narration, and ad-libbing were done by a real human being, which I call myself the Storyman. And oh boy, the weather is really rainy today. First it was hot yesterday, now it's cold. Talk about the wishy-washy weather we're having today. It's hard to tell what's going to happen anymore. It's supposed to be rainy season though, but there were hot spots every now and then, so it's hard to tell which is which. Let's see if the story might help us make a little more sense. Danny Carter was 16 years old and obsessed with video games. A lot of people are. His bedroom was packed with game cases, posters, controllers, and enough cables to confuse an electrician. Oh boy, you would not believe how many electricians would get confused with that stuff. Every Friday after school, he'd grab a snack, throw his backpack into the corner, and spend hours exploring virtual worlds. Oh boy. A lot of people are like that, and you would not believe how many there are. One rainy afternoon, well, exactly like the rainy afternoon that's happening right now, like this one. Danny found something unusual at a neighborhood garage sale. Hidden beneath a pile of old electronics was a strange game disc inside a black case with no title. The only thing written on it was a silver symbol that looked like a glowing hourglass. $5, the old teller said with a shrug. Never got it to work. Wow. In America, that's pretty much a steal. Here, it could be quite expensive, maybe 200 or 300 pesos. That'd be quite enough for us. Danley happily paid and rushed home. I guess that's a steal. In America, that's pretty cheap. That's a steal, especially in the garage sale, discount. When he inserted this into his aging game console, the television flickered. Instead of the normal startup screen, glowing words appeared. And it said this: "Welcome to Realm Shift. Every choice changes reality." Danny laughed. Cool intro. I can imagine that's the kind of thing. I remember those kind of things when I played on the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. Yes, I played the entire PlayStation console, from the first up to now. The game loaded into an enormous fantasy world filled with floating islands, towering castles, dragons, robots, magical forests, and futuristic cities. I can imagine how that is. How beautiful it is. Seeing all of that. But then again, we have so many of those tropes, and it's seeing it's happening right now up to now. It looked far more advanced than any game he ever played. I can imagine seeing that for real. Imagine playing it in VR and you see it without it. Ooh, how amazing that would be. He created his character and began exploring. After defeating his first giant monster, the screen flashed bright white. Wow, I can imagine how painful that is, especially if you're wearing VR. I can imagine how painful that is for the eyes. So bright. Ow. The power in his room briefly went out, then everything returned to normal. Or so we thought. Looks like something happened in the real world. Let's see. The next morning, Danny walked outside and froze. So look at this. A massive crystal tower stood in the middle of the town park. Oh, nobody else seemed surprised. It's just normal. They saw it out of nowhere. It wasn't there yesterday, and he freaked out like they just treated like it's just been there already. He was confused. Construction workers were calmly placing fences around it while news helicopters circled overhead. It's like it's normal, they just don't care. It's freaky though. A lot of people are not panicking, but then again, a lot of things that weird have happened in our times, so maybe they got used to it. And Danny asked this: "What happened?" His friend Maya blinked. "The crystal spire? It's been there since this morning." Whoa, this morning? Huh. To build it that fast, Danny's stomach dropped. That tower was exactly where he had defeated the giant monster the night before. He found it familiar. He found out, how's it possible? And how could he build something like that in one night? He finds that impossible. And it was a building, not a statue, not Not a sculpture or a painting, a real building. He was free. Can you imagine how that's possible? I wonder how is that possible? And the people had no idea. No, it was just there. Unlike Banksy, who had actually asked for help to build something, he found it very unusual. Later that evening, he played again. This time, he accepted a side quest involving magical wolves. The game rewarded him with a rare artifact. The screen flashed once more. I can imagine his eyes getting hurt from the flashing. I can imagine his eyes would be damaged from all that. And a lot of people, including me, might speak from experience from that. The next day, real wolves with glowing blue eyes were wandering through the nearby forest. Don't know who news called them an unexplained species. Unfortunately, Danny had another idea for that. He finally realized something. He did. Danny finally realized the impossible had happened to him. Everything he accomplished inside Realm Shift was becoming real. Looks like the game is becoming real in the real world. How many tropes that happen, but never in story. Never like this. He's making his game. It's not accident or aliens. This was his own. He had no idea how to deal with this. At first, Danny couldn't resist experimenting. He built castles, like in Minecraft. He did that, but let's see how that works. The next morning, abandoned castles appeared across the countryside. He unlocked flying vehicles. Soon, mysterious hovercraft were spotted above major cities. Oh, he was really being God, like sandbox mode. I can imagine how I would have done it. I would have built a lot of stuff there, cool stuff. He planted enchanted trees. Entire forest began glowing at night. Wow, I can imagine how awesome that would be to see glowing trees at night. But people, I can imagine that the animals would have a hard time sleeping. All those bright lights hurting them. Scientists were baffled. They don't know what to do with this. They saw this. They saw things there, just there. Things weren't there before, and now there is. They don't know how to explain that. They just freaked out. Governments declared emergencies. Of course they would. They're seeing something that has never happened, and they're completely freaked out. Social media exploded with videos of dragons flying over mountains and magical rivers appearing where highways used to be. Reality was changing faster every day, and Danny was causing it, whether he wants to or not. He's still experimenting to see how far he can take it. Oh boy, Danny, I hope you don't change it too much. I'm gonna worry though, I can imagine that. But then again, how cool that would be, and also frightening. Then things became dangerous. Realm Shift wasn't just filled with heroes, it also contained villains. Of course there would be. While exploring a volcanic dungeon, Danny accidentally released the game's greatest enemy, a towering armored warlord known as the Shadow King. The game displayed a warning. Final boss has entered your world. Danny laughed nervously. No way. oh dear. What have I done? That's what he'll be thinking. The room shook violently. Like this. I can't make it loud because I'm making it sound like. That's how he can make it. Yeah, like that. Outside his bedroom window, dark clouds covered the sky. Far away, black lightning struck the ground. News broadcasts interrupted every channel. A mysterious armored figure had appeared in the mountains. Entire military units had disappeared trying to stop him. Of course, they can't stop magic. Danny has unleashed the game's final boss into Earth. Oh boy. How would Danny find him this time? Panic, Danny searched every menu for a reset button. Nothing. Delete save? Locked. Quit game? Unavailable. Uh-oh. Not good. He can't get away. He can't stop. Instead, a new message appeared. The player must finish the story. Looks like he has no choice but to finish the game. For better or for worse. Looks like Danny got more than he bargained for, and the world's paying for it along with him. Danny confessed everything to Maya. Naturally, he thought he was joking. Until he proved it. He spawned a tiny slime inside the game. Seconds later, a bouncing blue slime appeared in Danny's bedroom. It heavily bounced on Maya's shoe. She screamed, "Ah! Oh god, what is that?" Danny sighed. He said, "I told you, I've been telling you, I've been making the game real. All my choices on the game affect the real world. I'm really sorry, but I just want to show you too." But then the two friends realized something important. He had a revelation. If the game could create monsters, it also could create heroes. He could find a way to create someone who could save it. Then he spent days unlocking legendary warriors, engineers, wizards, inventors, and guardians. One by one, they appeared in the real world. Knights defended cities, mages sealed magical storms, robotic engineers repaired collapsing power grids. Well, Danny had found a way. If villains can be made, so can heroes. And he created heroes that can fight in his stead, hopefully. Dragon Riders rescued stranded people during disasters. For the first time, humanity wasn't fighting alone. The Shadow King continued growing stronger. Not good, the longer he stays here, the more his power grows. As I can see here. Every defeated monster increases power. Every fallen monster the heroes beat, the Shadow King absorbs it into his own, becoming stronger with each fight. He marched toward the capital city, surrounded by an army of creatures Danny had accidentally released during earlier missions. The final quest appeared, and it says this only, that Danny had realized something frightening. Only the original player may challenge the Shadow King. Oh dear, it's only Danny. Since he's the one who played the game, only he could beat him, and no one else. Oh boy, it looks like Danny has to fix this after all. He has to go on to do it. Danny looked at the screen like this. Another hero? He was frightened and nervous. He has to fight a guy like that? Lord help you. I smiled. You've been one since you decided to fix your mistake. Fair point though, he's been trying to save the world, creating all those heroes who are fixing all the things he made. So technically I guess he's a hero, even though he's cleaning up his own mess. Let's see how Danny fixes this one. The game's final dungeon suddenly materialized around the city itself. Buildings transformed into castle walls. Roads became stone bridges suspended over glowing lava. The sky turned crimson. Millions watched the impossible event live. Oh boy. Danny stepped through a shimmering portal holding nothing except a controller. As he crossed into the transformed battlefield, the controller dissolved into light. Game controls no longer mattered. This was real. Looks like Danny came in unarmed. Let's see how he fights this time without it. The Shadow King stood nearly 50 feet tall. He said this. You created this world, the villain said. Now, watch it become mine. The battle lasted for hours. Danny wasn't stronger than the villain. He simply knew the game's secrets. Every hidden weakness, every puzzle, every shortcut, every trick hidden by the developers. Luckily that could help, and luckily since he's a game character, he has to follow a game pattern. Let's see how this works. Using everything he'd learned from countless hours of gaming, Danny outsmarted the Shadow King instead of overpowering him. Don't work hard, work smart. Finally, he activated the hourglass core, the mysterious symbol from the game case. Time froze. Reality split into 1,000 glowing fragments. Danny was given one final choice. He had to choose from two options. Restore the old world, or keep both worlds together forever. He looked around. People had suffered. Cities had been damaged, but friendship had been formed between humans and fantasy creatures. Dragons helped firefighters, robots rebuilt hospitals, magic had cured countless diseases that modern medicine couldn't. There was beauty alongside the chaos. He realized though, if he restores his old world, he will delete all the things he had done for the world, becoming the old chaotic world he once knew, instead of a better one that had better options. Danny smiled. I won't erase either world. Instead, he merged them carefully. Only peaceful creatures, helpful magic, and beneficial technology remained. The monsters, villains, and dangerous artifacts vanished forever, along with the Shadow King and any villains and monsters he spawned that Danny created accidentally. The floating island stayed, the dragon stayed, the magical forest stayed, the people of Earth slowly adapted to a new reality where fantasy and science existed side by side. Months later, Danny returned to the garage sale, hoping to find the old man. The house was empty. There was no one here. Neighbors claimed no one had lived there for years. Only one thing remained on the porch. The black game case. This time another message appeared. Player 1. Story complete. Beneath it were new words. Waiting for player 2. Danny quietly closed the case, then locked it inside a safe. Some adventures only needed one player. I think one's enough. I think that's not. Oh boy. And I think there's some things to be game, but I guess Danny preferred this one. I wonder if we had something like that, but I guess that'll never happen. And that's the story. Thank you for watching my video. This is the Story Man signing out. Remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Remember, hit the like button by hitting the like button here. Like this video, okay? Subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell to get daily notifications and updates from me. Comment down the comment section below of what kind of story you want me to make, and I will make it. Any story, I will make it with Chat GPT and give as much life as I can with my voice acting, my dramatic flair, and emotion. If you do all that, this thumb will bridge the end with a thumbs up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. Remember, the story may be made by Chat GPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair, storytelling, narration, and ad-libbing were all done by a real human being, for which I call myself the Story Man. Thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Bye. Bye-bye.